Oh jeez, oh my, there I go again. You don't score enough, I mean no offense.
Since being drafted 3rd overall in 2014 and 1st overall in 2015, Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid have combined to form one of the league's most dynamic 1-2 punches. And they both took it to another level last season in 2022-23, as Connor McDavid put up career highs across the board with 64 goals, 89 assists, and 153 points, while Leon Draisaitl also put up a career high with 128 points. However, up to this point, the Edmonton Oilers just haven't been able to surround their 2 superstar players with a team that's been good enough to have that breakthrough season. Despite the fact that the team has made the playoffs in each of the last 4 seasons, they have yet to reach the Stanley Cup final in any of the 8 years since drafting Connor McDavid back in 2015. Many have pointed out and believe that this has been in large part due to subpar team defense and goaltending. And there's absolutely no doubt that goaltending has been a massive issue for this team, as last offseason the team overpaid in free agency to bring in Jack Campbell on a 5-year, $25 million deal, and that didn't exactly work out for the Edmonton Oilers last season, as Jack Campbell really struggled for the Oilers in his first year with the team.
This is bad. This is very bad.
And before that, it was an aging Mike Smith holding down the fort in Edmonton.
It's terrible.
Perhaps Stuart Skinner could end up being the answer for this team, as he definitely showed some flashes last season. But regardless, there's no doubt that goaltending has been a big issue for the Edmonton Oilers, especially once it gets to playoff time. So that begs the question, are they really just that one great goaltender away from becoming an unstoppable force that could easily win the Stanley Cup? Or would they still fall short of expectations and find a way to lose in the playoffs? Well, that is exactly what we are going to test out today here in franchise mode in NHL 23, as I went ahead and created the Connor McDavid of goaltenders to give Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers the franchise goalie that they have been so desperately searching for. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the next great goaltender of the Edmonton Oilers, Frank McDavid.
I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about diabetes.
Frank McDavid, aka the McDavid of goaltenders, is half man, half cheeseburger, and is an absolute unit and physical specimen in the net. With cat-like reflexes and an ass that has the width to cover post to post, Frank is everything you need in a franchise goalie. And he stands at 6'9" and 290 pounds, which is the biggest size that you can make a goalie in this game. I of course would have made him over 7 feet tall and over 300 pounds, but this is EA Sports and no fun is allowed here.
EA Sports.
Why so serious?
Frank McDavid is a 10 out of 10 looks wise, as he's rocking that gray mustache with the matching gray balding mullet. So everyone in Edmonton, hide your wives, hide your daughters, because Frank McDavid is coming to town and nobody is safe.
So hide your kids, hide your wife.
And McDavid is going to be straight styling on mans, as he is of course rocking all the old school equipment in net, including this absolute beauty of an old school bucket. He of course has absolutely no weaknesses to his game, as I have given him 99 overall ratings in every single category. Just give this man his Big Mac before the game and he's ready to go. And of course, to put the cherry on top, I gave Frank a full complement of zone and superstar abilities. So Frank McDavid is now created here in NHL 23. So I went ahead and put Frank on the Edmonton Oilers, as we will now head into franchise mode to sim a full season to see if Frank McDavid can help lead Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers to a Stanley Cup. For the purpose of this video, I of course am going to be turning off owner mode, as we are going to be just simming the one season. I'm also going to be turning off player morale, as there's no real point in having that turned on for just the one season. And I also turned off fog of war, as we won't be doing any scouting during this video. And I also turned off injuries, as we don't want to risk Frank McDavid getting hurt, and knowing his diet, durability could definitely be a concern for Frank McDavid, so having injuries off is probably the safer choice here anyway. Alright, so here we are at the start of the regular season here in franchise mode. Frank McDavid has taken his rightful spot as the starting netminder for the Edmonton Oilers, and of course Frank will be wearing his patented number 69 in net for the Oilers.
69.
Frank McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers will be starting their season off at home against the Vancouver Canucks, and while we are going to be simming through an entire season and hopefully playoffs here, I couldn't help myself. I just had to hop in to see how the big man performs. So without further ado, here are the highlights from Frank McDavid's NHL debut as the Edmonton Oilers take on the Vancouver Canucks. Enjoy.
Hi everybody,
everybody, welcome back to EA Sports. Always a magical night, opening night, the first of the regular season. The Canucks take possession here on the opening drive. We are underway. Vancouver's got the puck along the boards, and he makes the save. First goal. Slides in off the wing after the centerman tied him up. Quick feed to McDavid. Scores! Look who's on the board! That's his first of the year! Handled it all. I love their start. Fires it! Glove save! Vancouver's got it into the offensive zone. Shot! And puts it anywhere but the way he wanted it to go. Takes the feed at the back end. Shuts him down. Sends one across. There you go. Period number 1 is done. We're going to come back in just a quick moment with period number 2. Stay with us. Well, we've got over 20 minutes played thus far. Ray, how have you seen things?
Vancouver's in decent shape here, James.
Connor McDavid! Bouchard's got it in the defensive end. And now it's over to McDavid. Takes the puck at the point. And now it's back.
They get one, and you think that the game's going to flatten out, but it doesn't. They pile 2 more after that.
Along the side, here they come through the neutral zone. Moves it quickly over to Miller. Zero fear on this guy's part as he blocks it. The Canucks win it. Quick feed to Miller. Stopped by the goaltender. Receives the pass. Thunderstruck.
Well, that's what he's been. Yeah, well, the coach has been walking up and down the beam.
Directed over to Kravtsov. And he takes a shot. Oh, great save and a beauty on the play.
Into the butterfly, slides across to make the save.
Here's a shot. There's the horn. 40 minutes in the books. Nice feed. Picked up along the wall by Pedersen. And couldn't find the intended receiver on that one. Oh, that went off the shaft of the stick to keep that one out. And now he moves it to Draisaitl. And it's a quick pass to McDavid. Here we go. On-man rush here. Turned aside with a glove. Pass right back. Quick pass to Susie. Long jam in front. That's broken up. Dishes it to Pearson. And not much on that one. And there it is. This one's all over.
His first ever shutout, I would say that took longer than he expected, James, but he played very well.
Great performance tonight and a difference maker in this one.
So the Edmonton Oilers take the 3-0 victory here to start the season as Frank McDavid gets a shutout in his very first NHL game as the big man makes a statement in his debut.
That's how it's done.
So with the season and home opener now in the books, it's now time to go ahead and sim through the rest of the regular season and see how Frank McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers do. So here we are at the end of the regular season, and the Edmonton Oilers had an absolutely fantastic year as they end up with a record of 59-17-6, which has them easily finishing in first place here in the Pacific Division with 124 points. Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl ended up being the top scorers in the entire league as they finished in first and second with 129 and 114 points each respectively. Connor McDavid also ended up leading the league in goals with his 57, and Frank McDavid had a Vezina Trophy worthy season as he finished with a record of 47-12-4 in 65 games played with a whopping 8 shutouts and a fantastic .923 save percentage and 2.23 goals against average. So just an absolutely incredible season for Frank McDavid.
Nicely done.
And the Edmonton Oilers were the top team in the league this year with their 59 wins and 124 points, as they will end up taking home the President's Trophy. So after a President's Trophy winning season and Frank McDavid putting together 47 of the team's 59 wins, the Edmonton Oilers look primed for a deep playoff run here, as they will be going up against the Winnipeg Jets in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Alright, so with all that said, let's go ahead and hop into game 1 of this Western Conference round 1 matchup and see if Frank McDavid and Connor McDavid can deliver a Stanley Cup to Edmonton.
Godspeed. And good luck.
So in game number 1 of the series, the Edmonton Oilers ended up with the victory, winning by a score of 4-1, and Edmonton jumps out to the 1-0 series lead. In game number 2, the Edmonton Oilers continue to roll, as they take game number 2 by a score of 5-3, as they will take a 2-0 series lead against the Winnipeg Jets. In game number 3, however, the Winnipeg Jets climb back into the series, as they end up taking the 3-2 victory over Edmonton, and get back into the series 2-1 after the Game 3 victory. In game number 4, the Oilers bounce right back with the 5-2 victory as they take the commanding 3-1 series lead over Winnipeg, as things shift back to Edmonton for game number 5. And in game number 5, things ended up being tied 1-1 here after 3 full periods. So we are going to go ahead and hop in and watch the overtime action here in game number 5. Will Frank McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers take the series win, or will the Winnipeg Jets force a game number 6? Game number 5 overtime, let's go.
James Cebulski, Ray Ferraro. This is what we live for. Overtime, let's go. Right up and cut into the attacking zone. Game on a stick, and he keeps it alive. What a stop. The Jets win the draw. Turns it aside with the glove. Brown's got it in the offensive zone. Denies him. No quarter given here as they battle for the loose puck along the boards. A chance for the win. Oh, what a save to keep it tied. Great defensive play at center by Janmark. Puck grab, looking to end it, and he comes up with a huge save. Slick feed. Here's a shot. Oh, what a stop with the pad by Hillebuck. Ehlers has the puck against the half wall. Settles things down and gets control of it once again. And a quick save on that one. Save made by the goalie. And that does it for this overtime period. But guess what? We got more coming at you next. A sink-or-swim moment lies ahead for both sides. Overtime continues. Takes a shot. Big-time stop.
Man, with traffic in front of the net, James, he's still got to be able to see the puck. He can't, makes the save. I think he bailed his team out there.
Quick feed to Pionk. From one end of the blue line to the other. Here's a short pass to Brown. Shot! Stopped by the goaltender. Oh, complete explosion on that physical hit. He's takeaway in the defensive end by Ryan. Throws it in. Here in the corner, he grabs the puck. Denies him on the slapper. Gains the zone from the right side. Fires it on net. Oh, what a stick save.
Oh, that's going to be a penalty. They're going to have to call that.
Edmonton's got it in the offensive zone. Answers the call with a big save. And he makes the save on that play. Great defensive stick work on the play. Taken down, and the officials caught it. Edmonton's won the faceoff. Across the point. And that's deflected. Here's a chance. Oh, we are still tied. What a stop. Another stop by the goaltender. And he coughs it up with the pass. There's the horn, bringing the period to an end, but the night is still young, and so are we. Overtime rolls on. The next one is the game winner here. Sends it to the middle. Oh, he comes up with a stop. And that goes off a player. Scheifele's got the puck. Turns it aside with the pad. Covers it up, and we'll get a stoppage in play. Moves the puck across to Brown. And a nice poke check inside the neutral zone. Here's a chance in front. A shot! What a play!
to overtime and then get that extra point with the game-winning goal.
So Connor McDavid gets the overtime winner as the Edmonton Oilers take down the Winnipeg Jets in triple overtime here in game number 5. The shots ended up being 52-48 in favor of Edmonton, but it was Frank McDavid coming out on top after making 47 saves in the triple overtime thriller. And as a result, they will be moving on to the second round as they get set to face the Calgary Flames in a Battle of Alberta playoff edition. So let's go ahead and start simming round number 2 and see if the Edmonton Oilers can take the dub and move on to the conference finals. So in game number 1 of the Battle of Alberta here in round number 2, the Calgary Flames ended up taking the 3-1 win as they end up outshooting the Oilers 34-25 and head up 1-0 in the series. In game number 2 though, the Edmonton Oilers get back on track as they end up scoring 6 times, including 2 from Evander Kane here in the third period, and tied this series back up at 1-1. In game number 3, the Oilers pull through with the come-from-behind victory, winning 3-2 as they end up scoring 2 unanswered goals here in the third period, while Frank McDavid ends up making 32 saves on 34 shots as the Edmonton Oilers take the 2-1 series lead after the game 3 victory. In game number 4, Frank McDavid gets his first career playoff shutout as he makes all 23 saves in a 4-0 victory, as they take game 4 in shutout style and take a commanding 3-1 series lead here over the Calgary Flames after 4 games. And in game number 5, Frank McDavid keeps his shutout ways going as he ends up making an insane 42 saves on 42 shots as Frank McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers win the series 4-1 and will be moving on to the Western Conference Finals. So after back-to-back shutouts, Frank McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers will now be moving on to face the Seattle Kraken here in the Western Conference Finals, while the Boston Bruins and New York Islanders will be facing off in the Eastern Conference Finals after both teams won their second round matchups in 6 games each. Alright, so with all that said, let's go ahead and start simming the Western Conference Finals here between the Edmonton Oilers and the Seattle Kraken. And in game number 1 of the Western Conference Finals, the Seattle Kraken make a huge statement here against Frank McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers as they score 4 times on 34 shots to jump out to the 1-0 series lead here against Edmonton. But the Edmonton Oilers bounce back in a big way here in game number 2 as they respond with a 4-1 victory of their own and tie the series up at 1-1. In game number 3, however, the Seattle Kraken once again managed to score 4 times on Frank McDavid as they take the 4-2 victory here in game number 3 and take back the series lead here at 2-1. In a critical game number 4, the Edmonton Oilers get right back in the series as they take the 2-1 victory as Frank McDavid pulls through big time in this defensive battle, making 29 saves on 30 shots, hoping to anchor the Edmonton Oilers to the victory and tie the series back up 2-2. And with a chance to be just 1 win away from the Stanley Cup final, it's the Seattle Kraken who take the Game 5 victory, as they end up winning the game by a score of 3-2. And for the first time during this playoff run, Frank McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers will now be facing elimination.
No! No!
And in game number 6, the Edmonton Oilers and Seattle Kraken find themselves tied 1-1 as the game heads into overtime. Can the Oilers pull through here and force a game 7? Or will the Seattle Kraken find a way to score one final time on Frank McDavid and send the Edmonton Oilers home packing? Game 6 overtime highlights, next.
He's Ray Ferraro. I'm James Cebulski. We've got our overtime picks in. Have you got yours? Because they're ready to drop the puck. The Oilers gain control of it. And he takes a shot. And he had an answer with that save. 2-on-1. Sends it in front. Oh, he comes up with a stop. The Oilers move it ahead. Moves it to Kane. Centering pass. And he shuts down a great scoring chance there. Tremendous hit against the wall.
Yeah, unless you're the guy carrying the puck.
Poked away in the offensive end. What a steal in his own end. Takes a shot, and that one's denied. And they continue to fight for that puck along the wall. Chance to win it, and he keeps it alive. What a stop.
50-yard dash in a 25-yard gym.
And he regains control of the puck. Across the point, looking to end it, and he comes up with a huge save. Takes a shot, makes a save. Here they come. Down the left side on the attack. Game on a stick. There it is. They score and win it in overtime.
So the Edmonton Oilers keep their Stanley Cup hopes alive as they end up taking the Game 6 overtime victory as Dylan Holloway scores the goal to give the Oilers the 2-1 win. Frank McDavid was lights out against Seattle in this game as he ends up making 44 saves on 45 shots to help Edmonton hold on for the victory. So with the clutch 2-1 win in overtime in game number 6, it now all comes down to game number 7 here in the Western Conference Finals. And for this game number 7, we'll go ahead and do the full sim here. So going ahead and simming the first period, the Edmonton Oilers and Seattle Kraken are tied 1-1 after the first 20 minutes as Connor McDavid gets the goal for Edmonton while Jordan Eberle gets the goal for the Kraken. So tied 1-1, we're going to go ahead and sim period number 2, and nobody scores here in the second frame as Frank McDavid is keeping the Oilers alive here in game number 7. Going ahead and simming period number 3 now, and the Edmonton Oilers score twice in the third as they get goals from Connor Brown and Cody Ceci as the Edmonton Oilers take the 3-1 victory here in game number 7 and will be moving on to the Stanley Cup Finals. So in his very first Stanley Cup appearance of his career, Connor McDavid will be going up against the Boston Bruins. And all it took to get him here was a 99 overall goalie with the size and athleticism of an NFL linebacker.
Oh, is that all?
Alright, let's go ahead and sim through the Stanley Cup Final here between Boston and Edmonton. In game number 1 of the Stanley Cup Final, Frank McDavid gets the shutout as he ends up making all 19 saves against the Boston Bruins as the Edmonton Oilers walk away with a 2-0 victory here in game number 1 and head up 1-0 on Boston here in the Stanley Cup Finals. In game number 2, however, the Boston Bruins get their offense going here in the Stanley Cup Finals as they score 4 times on 31 shots against McDavid as they take the Game 2 victory 4-3 and tie the Stanley Cup Finals up at 1-1. In game number 3 though, Frank McDavid responds big time as he gets his second shutout of the finals in the first 3 games as the Oilers win game 3 2-0 and take the 2-1 series lead here in the final. In game number 4, the Edmonton Oilers take full control of the series against Boston as they score 5 times to win game number 4 by a score of 5-1 as they end up taking the 3-1 series lead over Boston and are now just 1 win away from winning the Stanley Cup.
I'm so close I can taste it.
And with the team just 1 win away from taking it all, the Oilers find themselves in a 3-3 tie with the Boston Bruins as game number 5 heads to overtime. Can the Edmonton Oilers find the dramatic cup clinching overtime winning goal, or will Boston get one past McDavid and stay alive? Let's head into overtime of game number 5 and find out.
Who'll be the hero? Will there be a 0? Overtime set to go. Boston's in transition. Oh, for the win! Oh, we are still tied. What a stop! Reads it perfectly in the defensive end. For the win! And he denies him with a monstrous save here in overtime. Boston's got possession of the puck. The Bruins have it from their own end. Looking to end it. Takes a shot. There's a great close save by Ullmark. Receives the pass. Denies him in close.
An effort to get back and break up that chance.
We remain deadlocked, and we're going to keep Ferraro working late into the night here this evening, or maybe even early morning, depending on this thing getting solved. You love these moments of drama if you're a sports fan, and overtime is set to get underway. Up along the wing. There's a solid collision. Edmonton's got it in their own zone. Takes the stretch pass in the open ice. Shot! Great save by Ullmark.
Not many times you get a clean look at the shot, so the goalies are always looking around this screen.
Nice pass. Handles the puck from the left side. A chance for the win! And they'll cover it up, forcing a stoppage in play. Into the offensive zone. Fires it! Denied by the puck stopper. Up through the neutral zone. Moves it quickly over to Greer. Here's a shot. Oh, denies them with the paddle save. The Bruins have it against the wall. Manages to hang on. Here's a short pass to Draisaitl. Shuts him down.
You're going to get to all night, and he just misses the net.
And there's the horn. Hope you're enjoying yourself here tonight. He's Ray Ferraro. I'm James Cebulski, and we're ready to bring you much more action in a moment. Sudden death rages on here as we are underway in overtime once again. Quick pass to Hyman. And there's the save on the play. Let's see what the officials are calling. The Oilers pick up steam and are on the attack. Fires it on net. Oh, slick work with the glove by Ullmark. Shot. Denies him with the blocker. A stop by Ullmark. Steps across the line and on the attack down the right side. Snaps one here in the slot. And they'll get a breather as the goaltender covers it up. Takes the feed. Cuts to the paint. Chance to win it. And he keeps it alive. What a stop. Oh, he'll feel that one. Sends it out in front. And that's stopped. Take advantage of the overtime power play.
What an opportunity missed there, James. A power play in overtime. They can't cash in.
DeBrusk's moving it ahead. Here's a shot. Save made with the pad.
As the play just rambles on.
Shot! And he makes the save. Can't make the connection on the pass. Ekholm's got it in the defensive end. And tries to make a diagonal pass to Fogle. Beautiful glove stop on that one. And that brings the period to an end, but we've got lots more still to come. Stick around. Sudden death overtime, and it rolls on here now. Quick pass to McDavid. Oh, he denies him on the one-timer. Wow! Options with the puck. Quick feed to DeBrusk. A chance to win it, and he comes up with a huge save. And that pass attempt is deflected. Stop that one.
Positioning's perfect. He gets into the butterfly and makes the save.
Big time stop. It's over. They win it in overtime. The truth has become a reality. The most famous Stanley Cup goal ever with Bobby Orr's Alec Martinez did it for Los Angeles. And now this one. Amazing way to finish. To collect the cup.
And for the very first time, he can only imagine the emotion coursing through him. He'll have the cup, just like in his dreams.
There's your Conn Smythe Trophy winner and his chance to hoist the mug. Ray, they don't win this without his performance.
Not a chance. I mean, every time they hit a bump in the road, he just erased it. An amazing tournament for the Conn Smythe Trophy winner and a deserving Stanley Cup champion.
The team picture, this is something that 99 started, did he not?
Yeah, I believe it was his last year in Edmonton where they won. Called everybody together. What an unreal photo to have.
And so the Edmonton Oilers pull off the insane quadruple overtime win in game number 5 as Leon Draisaitl gets the cup clinching overtime goal as the Edmonton Oilers get the 4-3 win to take the Stanley Cup against the Boston Bruins. So a great playoff run there for the Oilers as Frank McDavid arrives to Edmonton and helps Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid win their first ever Stanley Cups. Taking a look at the top scorers during the playoffs, David Pastrnak ended up leading the entire playoffs in scoring as he put up 21 points in 20 games for the Bruins on their way to the finals. Matthew Barzal also had 21 points for the New York Islanders, but he did it in 5 less games as he only played in 16 games. Connor McDavid and Zach Hyman both scored 20 points to lead the way way for Edmonton offensively, while Bo Horvat and Brad Marchand round out your top playoff scorers as they both ended up finishing with 19 points each. Frank McDavid, unsurprisingly, was the top performer in the playoffs, as he of course ended up taking home the Conn Smythe as the MVP, as he ended the playoffs with a 16-6-0 record with 4 shutouts, including 2 in the finals versus Boston, as well as a stellar .942 save percentage and 1.68 goals against average.
That was legitness.
Taking a look at the end of the season awards, the Edmonton Oilers are of course your Stanley Cup champions, while also taking home the President's Trophy as the league's top team during the regular season. Connor McDavid took home the Art Ross Trophy after leading the league in scoring, and he also took home the Hart Memorial Trophy as the league's MVP during the regular season. I thought maybe there was an outside chance that Frank McDavid would end up walking away with the Hart Trophy after his unbelievable season in net, but McDavid is the one who ends up walking away with it, and Connor McDavid takes home his 3rd award of the year as he wins the Lady Byng Trophy. Frank McDavid gets in on the award action as the big man takes home the Calder Trophy as the league's top rookie, becoming the first rookie goalie to do so since 2009 when Steve Mason won the award for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Frank McDavid was of course your Conn Smythe Trophy winner as he backstopped the Oilers to the Stanley Cup victory as the MVP of the playoffs, and Frank McDavid was also the winner of the Vezina Trophy as the league's top goaltender during the regular season. And then Connor McDavid continues his award takeover as he also takes home the Ted Lindsay Award as well as the Maurice Richard Trophy as the league's top goal getter. So McDavid ends up taking home 5 total awards, while Frank McDavid takes home 3 as they walk away with a combined 8 awards. Well, that is going to bring us to the end of today's video, and obviously I had a little bit of fun with this one, creating a 99 overall goalie and giving him a ridiculous name. But in all seriousness, the point remains. The Edmonton Oilers need to get themselves a decent goalie. Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are generational talents, and Edmonton should be able to win a cup or multiple cups with these two guys in their lineup. But up to this point, team defense and goaltending has held Edmonton back from winning in the playoffs. So they need to figure it out. It's easier said than done, I know, and the team currently only has $3.5 million in cap space, but they need to be aggressive and go and get a potential game changer like, let's say, Connor Hellebuck from the Winnipeg Jets, who has been rumored to be potentially available. That's the kind of goalie who could move the needle for Edmonton, and that's the kind of all-in move that I think the Oilers should be looking to make in order to capitalize on Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl being in their primes. As we saw here today with Frank McDavid, the Oilers did pretty well once they got their goaltending situation figured out. But like I said, that's going to be it for today's video. I had a ton of fun making it, and hopefully you guys enjoyed watching it as well. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video and comment down below any thoughts you guys might have. And if you're new to the channel, I've got a few different video ideas that I'm working on for down the road, so make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of them. And for those of you who have been subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for the support. You guys are the absolute best. I honestly can't thank you guys enough. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, Moose out.
I'm Wilfred Brimley, and I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about diabetes. Diabetes. Have a good day.